Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about some of the pitfalls we've encountered on our journey to make this RC car self-driving. So the first one that we kind of realized pretty quickly is that most RC cars do not have variable speed. And what I mean by that is if you look at this remote right here, you see it's just a straight on or off button. And when we're working with this self-driving car, we don't really want it to be going as fast as possible, or else we probably won't have as much control over the car, and like the turning won't be as successful. So our first initial solution was that we were just gonna have it on a pulse system, so we turn it on and off quickly with intervals in between, so it wouldn't go as fast. And we found out pretty quickly also that it drains the battery super quick. So you only have about 30 seconds to a minute of drive time in that way. So that's not really a viable solution. So then our next solution was that we talked to Matt Brulick, who is in grad school at Georgia Tech, and he showed us this something called an Arduino shield, which if you look is right on top of the normal Arduino. And this thing actually, you plug in a power source and it actually controls the servos for you so that you can control how the car speed, the speed of the car is. So that was one of our first pitfalls, and honestly one of our greater pitfalls. And so the next one is
so our first plan, when thinking about controlling the car, we thought, of course, we thought it'd be easiest just to wire up the controller and, just allow it to send signals to make it forward, backwards, left, and right. But there are multiple problems with this. First off, our Arduino itself didn't even have enough, amperage to control the controller. So we had to do some fancy wiring and add a transistor to it in order to up the amperage a little bit. And I'll show you a picture of that right here. So yeah, and there's other problem with that is, of course, as you know, this is just all forward, all back, all left, all right, which was another problem with us, as we would only be able to drive at high speeds, which would make it very difficult for the cameras to be able to read what's in front of it and process in time. So we did work around that using the Arduino shield you just saw, and that allows us to control the servos directly without having to go through the controller. By controlling the servos directly, we can regulate speed more easily. It has a quicker response time. We can regulate turning more easily, and we can provide it with our own power source going through the shield instead of having to, charge the batteries or anything.
right. And so another problem was getting it, or that we didn't have. Okay, we're gonna see.
Everything's like in the wrong order.
Wait, what is the difference between tried to control with wiring?
Because that's when we tried to plug it in right to the car, and it didn't work.
Okay, so should I talk about the car now? Or how to plug it up right to the car?
Be like after the remote didn't work, we tried to just use the Arduino part of the car, but that didn't work.
Okay. Wait, after Arduino didn't work, what?
After we tried to wire the remote and that didn't work.
But it did work.
Well, you son of a Josh. And it wasn't ideal. We tried to wire it to control the servos directly without the Arduino shield, and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah. So after we tried to plug the Arduino up to the controller and it didn't work as ideally as we would have liked, we figured we'd just go ahead and get into the bottom of the car and plug it up straight to the batteries and control it ourselves plugging the Arduino and place the batteries. And so that didn't work for the same reason that the remote didn't work at first, because we didn't have enough amperage running through the Arduino. And these actually require, the batteries on this, the lithium-ion batteries, require a lot more amperage, or put out a lot more amperage than the remote. So even with the transistor in there, we didn't have enough power to actually get the car running. So our solution to that was, again, the Adafruit Arduino shield that I mentioned earlier. And that's what we're going to use to power the car, because it has a lot more amperage and you can control the speed at which the car runs.
Yeah, good stuff. For a car, Should we really talk about how we took out the batteries?
I mean, why
So
not?
we were fucking around. We like wrecked our batteries. All right.
Okay, it's more quality content, right?
I guess. So are we gonna say we short circuited it?
Yeah, just say you should. Make it as professional as possible.
Yeah. So while we were tinkering a little bit with our car here, and we were trying to wire up the Arduino effectively using the batteries to try to use increased amperage, we ended up actually short circuiting the servos. So because of that, we had to invest in a new car.
Right. Which isn't ideal per se, but this was never the plan. This was always a prototype of an idea. We were never using this as the final project. And we knew that because this is not the most expensive car. This is definitely on the cheaper side of RC cars, but we were really using it just to experiment and see what the realm of possibility was with these RC cars. And we actually got a lot of valuable info off this product, some stuff that we have learned and we'll definitely make sure to improve on and put on our next car. So even though it's broken now, it's definitely, we came in with a growth mindset and we learned a lot from it.
Exactly. So we ended up having to order a new car off of Amazon. However, when it arrived, it was broken. So that's just another setback, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, as we have, more time to, do research with the shield and understand how that works a little better before we start playing up to the new car. But we ordered another one. It should be in soon, so hopefully we'll get started on that, relatively quickly.
Yep. Well, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like. Make sure to subscribe. If you put any comments in there, we read and reply to all of them.
We do.
So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I hope your guys' journey on this RC car is fruitful too.
Like and subscribe for more quality content.
See you in the next video.